What's up everybody, Jack from Half Chrome, and today I'm gonna see how long this thing really can fly. They say it'll fly for 46 minutes. I'm gonna put it up in the air. I'm gonna exhaust a battery until it comes home and lands. Now I don't suggest you run your batteries to zero because that's bad for your batteries. They're not gonna last as long. So we're gonna do this the way that it's supposed to be done. So on a safe flight, how much time are you really going to get? Let's do it. All right, so I'm going to speed the video up. Actually, it's going to be sped up 7 times. That's so you don't have to watch this whole ridiculous video of the drone just draining the battery. I'm going to hover it a lot, right? So a lot of it's going to be hover, which actually isn't super efficient for a drone. When they say 46 minutes, they're talking about like a constant level flight in zero wind. It's not, I wouldn't say a windy day, but there is a nice little breeze going through today. It's a nice morning, so we'll just kind of get it up there. I'll fly it around a little bit. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of hovering, which that's how I fly my drone, right? I kind of put it in spots, hover, take some pictures or video or whatever, and then, you know, some smooth flying. I will fly it in sport mode as well, and I do have obstacle avoidance on, and it's going to be, you know, in video mode. Sometimes I'll record some videos. You know, that's kind of negligible in terms of battery life, but still takes some. But obstacle avoidance absolutely does use a little bit more juice. In sport mode, sure, right? When really pushing it does. But, you know, just kind of a real world test, approximate, and then we're going to see if it can land back on that takeoff spot. All right, so I'm just going to fly it around a little bit. You can see I'm already down to 95%. I lost a percentage just kind of getting up in the air, but par for the course. So we're going to do a few different things here. I'm actually going to run through this menu. So I'm going to kind of sit down and talk about it. That's going to be a whole different video, so you don't need to see that. Of course, this whole thing is going to be sped up, so you don't have to watch the whole painful process of the battery draining. But we'll have some fun with it. Let's go. Okay, so as we get this in the air, I want to point out a few things that you should probably be looking at or looking for. In the lower right-hand corner, we have a timer, and that's just going to count how much time has elapsed since takeoff, right? So right now we're about 3.5, almost 4 minutes, and it's obviously moving faster, right? So this video is sped up 7 times. So I have basically 2 cameras going. I'm recording the screen of the drone, and then I set up a GoPro here that we're looking at. Now the screen recording is really important because in the upper right hand corner you can kind of see how much battery life is left and how much time that approximates to. Now it's an approximate number, and that's also if you're going all the way down to 0, which we're not, which nobody should. And I really want to make that point really clear. Don't fly your batteries to 0. They're just not going to last as long, right? There will be fewer battery cycles in your battery if you treat it that way, right? LiPo batteries, they're fickle things, and if you know you drain them too much, you know, they just don't bounce back. So you know, if you're stopping around somewhere between 15 and 20%, that's probably what most people would recommend. That's what I would recommend, and that's what we're going to do here, right? So I'm not going down to 0, but we can do some math, right? We'll land when it tells us to land. And there will still be some battery life left. So this is actually a really fantastic drone, and I've got a lot of videos on it. Right now, you can kind of see I'm in the menus, right? I figured, hey, let's spend some time, walk through the menus. That's a whole separate video. But I want to tell you a little bit about what makes this drone special, and it's the 2 cameras. And this isn't the first drone that DJI's made that has multiple cameras. The Mavic 3 series, you can get that with 2. You can even get it with 3 cameras. But the difference with this one is both of these cameras have the same sensor. It's a 1 over 1.3 inch sensor, and they're both really good. I feel like the Mavic 3 and the Mavic 3 Pro, those cameras, the zoom lenses, they're just not nearly as good as the main lens. And that absolutely is not the case with the Air 3. That zoom lens, the tele lens, doesn't matter which one you use. They're both fantastic. You can get great pictures and video I took this thing out to Napa, got some awesome video. Love using that tele lens, doing orbits around subjects. Just kind of create some pretty cool stuff. Chris has used it, loves it as well. It's a really good drone for starting just over $1,000. Now I opted for the package with the RC2, the one with the built-in screen. It's awesome. I have the RC1. I love it. It's hard to go back to the phone on the camera. Yes, I'm doing some antics here. Kind of get myself a little workout. Hey, I got time to kill because this thing has been in the air for 23 minutes. So I might as well get a tiny little workout in while I'm waiting for this thing to run out of battery. So I have had this drone for a few weeks, and so far, so good. I'm really kind of debating. I think this might become my main flyer. I have the Mavic 3, and I do like it, but I think I'm really only going to use that probably in low light situations, right? That micro 4/3 inch camera, it's so good at night, so good. I really will spend some more time with this at night, so we'll see how it does. But just having those two really comparable lenses on it that are both good, that's a win. That's a big win for this drone. Anyway, I've got a lot of content that I've kind of got in the works or kind of created behind the scenes that you'll see. Full app tutorial. I've done the unboxings. We're going to do some comparisons too. How does this compare to, a Skydio for tracking? How does this compare to the Mini, right? It's got a similar sensor size. How does it compare to the old Air? And how does it compare to the Mavic 3? All right, so it's starting to come home. Now, I don't know the exact time. I don't have a stopwatch on here, but I am timing it. So I've been recording for a little over 30 minutes, and I have 19% left. Let's see how close it lands to where it took off. Can it do that? About to find out. It's actually kind of disappointing. Now, I've done this with this drone and it's landed on the exact takeoff spot, so I'm not sure why I didn't this time. I mean, we're talking 3 feet, but you do have to keep that in mind. It's not always going to be perfect. So the exact time it flew was this. Yeah, I hope this was fun. I hope you got to see. But yeah, this does have an impressive battery life. You're not going to want to fly it for 40-something minutes, but you're going to get over half an hour flight time, and that's pretty awesome, especially if you have multiple batteries. Now, I've got lots of videos on this drone, other drones as well, so if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and come back to the channel. We also have some information for people that want to fly professionally, a whole way to pass the Part 107, so make sure you check that out as well. Good luck, everyone, and happy flying.